Y'all know what it is. God damn, we got a good show for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Hub J Works, the host of Street Savvy, and my co-host,
Kristen Bouchard.
we're ready to give you another groundbreaking show. But before we do, we want to hear this great music in the background, which we don't own the copyrights to it. Only the VGs do it, or the rights, or the music to all of it. But it sounds good to me. What about yours, Kristen?
I like it.
You like it?
I do.
I don't know what you like. You did something wrong with this girl. She's on her bullshit. Messing with you.
I know, that's why I'm laughing. You see me smiling.
Hey, folks, we got a good one for you today.
Yeah.
Great topic. What's the topic, Chris?
Topic of the day is women and young women and their menstrual cycles.
That's something for you women to hear. This week, on all levels of form of reality, and today we tackling the women's social system. Yes, reproductive system, the whole nine, and we got none but a medical person here to tell you, and she a woman. So that's going to be great for the topic. But you know we got some news for you, and I'm going to start off with sports, hopefully, if it lights up for me. It was just there. You know how these go. Well, tonight, the Dallas Cowboys is playing against the Detroit Lions. So that should be something, a sight to see. And hopefully they can get back on the right track, the Dallas Cowboys. Because they've been losing, folks. 2 in a row. And we don't know what else is after then. You know, might be a coaching change. You don't know. You know, when Jerry Jones speaks, he speaks. You know, he thinks his teams is just out the limit. And in other sporting news and college basketball tonight, West Virginia against Ohio State. That is a good football rivalry at 7 p.m. on Fox. And then on the other side, other more college games, Chicago State against DePaul. Actually, the game is on right now in second half. DePaul is beating Chicago State. Go ahead. And then you got a bowl game in college, the Orange Bowl. Georgia Tech is blowing Florida State out. Woo! Halftime, 42-3. In college news and basketball, Ohio State has lost against Michigan. Wow, it was all good. There was a football team too in college. It was a great school too as well. And Hofstra is playing St. John's. Oh, they lost. St. John's beat them 84-79. Baylor beat Texas 85-79. In other college basketball news, Creighton lost 67-72 to Marquette. Indiana State played Michigan State. Michigan State took a good one, 87-75, folks. I love sports. If you hear it in my voice, I'm a sports guy. I'm actually a baseball man, but I love all around sports. Arkansas State and Georgia State, a close one, 90-91. Georgia State takes that one. In NBA news tonight, the Knicks against the Pacers at 7 p.m. Check your local listings. California teams, folks. Go out there and watch your local network. That's college basketball. And one of the last games on the clock is the Philadelphia 76ers against the Chicago Bulls at 8 p.m. And the Los Angeles Lakers against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that's at 8 too. A lot of these games at 8 p.m. tonight. Good start. And the Warriors against the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks. That's at 8:30. That's on and on about the sports today. And in another, basketball, USC against Oregon State tonight. It was a good game for the Pac-10 in basketball. And NHL news, the Oilers against the Kings. That's tonight at 10 p.m. on ESPN. Watch your local listens. And again, my Dallas Cowboys. Tonight, they are playing the Detroit Lions. She don't do sports, but one day she will. Okay, that was the news and notes on sports. My lovely co-host is going to bust you down with some good knowledge and some good news of the day.
All right, news of the day. An unaccompanied 6-year-old was put on a Spirit airline flight by his parents or relative, allegedly, and was told to go. They were going from Philadelphia to Fort Myers, Florida. But instead of Fort Myers, somehow the 6-year-old got onto the flight from Philadelphia to Orlando and was dropped off in Orlando at the airport alone. She's no longer working there. They fired her.
Let me tell you something, folks. Thanks for that story.
Yeah, 6 years old.
Interesting. But as a parent,
Yeah.
I'm not putting my kid, just my opinion, on no flight with nobody else. With all the bombing and all the hoopla going on with flights and all the tragedies and all the domestic disputes, sitting down on a plane and getting my baby from X to Z. That was a long flight anyways, folks. So first of all, you blame the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then the young lady, the stewardess, they got a hell of a job. Let me give that pride. I know a lot of stewardess are good friends of mine. But let me tell you something. You better be damn. It had to be terrifying to the parent, not long to the 6-year-old. But you got to blame your parents, young sister, young brother, whoever it was. We're going to have more to the story. Hopefully, the kid got home safe and everything was safe and sound. Sorry for the stewardess, honey. There's other jobs out there for you. Hopefully, they knew it was a big mistake. But those mistakes you don't take. But before we go further, again, folks, as you see when we come on any one of our shows, which the podcast be Tabby in the Minute with Jay Works, which is Woman Week here at Jay Works Entertainment, it's called the She Reporter. We're going to have nothing but petticoat attire on. Petticoat attire, hats, t-shirts, sweaters, socks, dad hats, crew necks, turtlenecks, dresses, collars, you name it. It's going to be made and designed by Petticoat, in which yours truly designed it, Jay Works of Jay Works Entertainment as well. We're going to have that attire on, and hopefully you enjoy it like we are. You enjoy Petticoat?
I do.
You like it?
I love it.
What you like?
The design. You have many different designs, many different colors. You know, the lettering is all different. It's not the same. Very versatile.
Right. And this is a vintage one. As you can see, my lovely co-host Kristen has it on. It has the barcode. So when you get this kind of, it is a limited edition. We drop it every 6-7 months. You scan this barcode. Everything we do on all our networks, IG, Instagram as well, and at Shopify.com or petticoatclothingapparel.com, which is the website. You scan that barcode, it's just there. So we're just giving you a plug-in, and if you see Petticoat, please go out and get it in those venues I just told you. So we're going to finish the show.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Topic of the day.
Topic of the day. Lovely co-host is going to set it off.
All right. Topic of the day is older women and younger women, and older women and younger children, younger girls, and their menstrual cycles, and the pains and aches and the fatigue and things that they go through. So according to healthwomans.gov, more than 70% of women and young ladies experience cramping, bloating, fatigue, heavy bleeding during their menstrual cycle. Before their menstrual cycle, they go through something called PMS, that is premenstrual syndrome. Cramping, bloating, fatigue, some bloating and fatigue so bad that they miss days of work, days from school, and sometimes the bleeding is so bad that they can get low deficiency in iron. You know, that can be a problem also. Not only that, there's something called endometriosis and what's the word? Uterine fibroids. Uterine fibroids, endometriosis, causing even more severe cramping and pain in women before their periods, even. And during their periods, before their periods come on, the PMS symptoms usually goes away, you know,
So as a woman, which I don't know nothing about, I may have made something, somebody made me help me, but I'm not a woman. I don't perceive to be, I can't fit in those shoes. But it's questioned, and so that you in the medical field, I would think you have some questions that a lot of folks, you can get an understanding with a lot of young women, older women, middle-aged women, you probably understand a little bit. My first question to you is, as a woman, is your menstrual cycle a burden to you daily, and your daughters as well? How is that? Is that a burden to you when it happens?
I would definitely say it's a burden, a big burden. It's a burden on your day. It's a burden on your body. It's a burden on your mood. It's a burden because it causes pain. Not only that, you got to worry about the colors that you're wearing and how often you're cleaning. So it's a complete burden. You have to always be aware of what's coming out of you at any point in time. You could stand up and feel a gush. You could cough and feel a gush. You could sneeze and feel a gush. That's all a burden. So you always have to be aware of the burden while you're going through it, and just always be on top of it and take care of it. And a lot of times, when girls are younger, always check the back of your pants because
Now, why
surprises
would you?
happen.
No. On that note, to peek back to
Yeah.
that, why would you say women and young women should always check their clothing? Why would you say that?
Because you never know. You never know. You never know. It's like a surprise game. Surprise, I'm here. And if you don't pay attention to the PMS that you're going through, and if you don't keep track of your own symptoms and how long they last month to month, and when you can expect your period, you can have an accident.
Now, as me being a man,
Hmm.
as he been around raising girls,
Hmm.
been around a lot of women, a lot of women, a lot of women. A lot of women say some of their periods are irregular.
Hmm.
Is that common? How is that?
That's very common, especially when a young girl is first on. It's regulating itself, the young girl or a teenager. It's really uncommon in teenagers because our body's still growing and our ovaries and fallopian tubes and eggs are still developing. So it's going to be irregular until it gets regular, till we could track your cycle. Now, for older women, if it's irregular, it may be hormonal. That may be an issue. It may just be a health issue. It could be it could be stress, lack of sleep. What are you eating? What are you drinking? Anything can throw the menstrual cycle off to make it irregular. And when it becomes irregular, it becomes a problem. If you get it within the first couple of weeks of the month, but it's irregular, and you get it within the last week leading into the next month, then expect or unexpect your period to come twice in that month leading
Hmm.
into the next month. That's the irregularity of it. So
That's very knowledgeable. Now, in saying that, um, you for say you would say to your daughters,
mhm.
keep a schedule.
Yeah, definitely
Now,
keep
what does that schedule do?
that schedule is the I would say the day one of your PMS. What are you feeling and how long are you feeling that? And once those symptoms go away, get your period like a couple days later or even a week later. Mark how long your period is, how heavy it is, how light it is, the length of it, and just mark it like that. Keep regular, keep track like that.
Now, in saying that, how do you feel? Good question too.
Hmm.
How do you feel men feel about women PMS, regardless of what situation is? How you think men feel?
I think I'm gonna be honest.
And please be projected so our people can hear you and give them some vocal.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Um, PMS and men, they see it as a she devil. I don't hear anything positive ever coming from a man that is living with the women or have women around him when it comes to PMS, because with the PMS, the closest one to the woman, usually she takes it out on you know that person or that environment. So usually it's the men, that gets the screaming, the yelling, the moodiness, the mood swings are outrageous. The cravings, the wants, the confusion, the sudden emotional change. I'm upset, don't know why. I'm crying and don't know why. Next moment, I'm happy and don't know why. And a man does not understand that when it comes to, I'm going to say another human being, not even just when it comes to women. I think a man does not understand the emotional roller coaster that is literally mental when it comes to a woman and PMS. But I think the more a man should study. If he's got a woman or daughters, I think it's important that a man should know, symptoms of PMS and why women and young girls act the way they do. It's like it's biological. It's not on purpose. It's not intentional. It's biological. But what I did come to understand is a woman can learn to control her PMS. She just has to know how she's going through it, even those triggers that she may snap. She has to understand, okay, I'm going through my PMS. I know what this is. I've got the hot flashes. I got the mood swings. I got the anger. Let me go away for a while. Let me take a nap. Let me not take it out on my significant other or, the males in the house or even the kids in the house. Kids get it too. They get the brunt of it. They get the brunt of the mood swings and the ups and downs and the emotional roller coaster. So I think the more men and not just men, the more women also study PMS and what causes it and look at themselves, they can understand better how to control it and how to have a healthier emotional menstrual environment to everyone in the household and everyone that they're around.
Well, that is a unique perspective. Um, on the other side of that is do you think women's menstrual cycle can make them suicidal?
Yeah, I do. I think it can make them so emotional. Some women get emotional and don't even know why. So with that, they may be going through something stressful, or they may be experiencing something stressful, or just the pain and just the agony of it alone. I know women that's just like, I just want to sleep. I just rather sleep it away because it is that bad to experience. So for some women, it could. That's my opinion. I don't know any studies that's been drawn on it. I think that would be pretty interesting to see any studies that's been drawn on PMS and mood swings and suicides.
Wow, that's deep. That's a good deep insight.
Hmm.
Well, me as a father, and being around women, having a wife and children from their mom, being with my kids' moms over the years and learning about PMS is a challenge.
Hmm.
And I'm a big teddy bear as far as from cramping, from bloating, a lot of things. I feel bad for the littlest woman who has PMS and the biggest woman. I just feel bad from top to bottom. I'm like, whoa, this is a stretch. This is a curse. I think it's a curse. This is my opinion. As a father, as a husband, I'm like, wow, you gotta curse these women for 40 years out their life. They has to really bleed. Wow, for 1 week to 4 to 3 to 5 days out of a month, 12 months out of what? That's something what? If you would tell me I got a leak, bleed, menstrual cycle, whatever you want to call it, period. Now, medicine, shot, hysterectomy, whatever. I'm gonna get it done. Man, reproductive system is really serious, folks, on a serious term of it for women, period. If you anything about a woman's reproductive system and the ovaries and the eggs, wow, the ovulation point in the body is really serious from down to the youngest woman to the oldest. And I think men in general and young boys should look it up, learn, ask questions, the obvious questions. I know when I was coming up and my peers, dudes was ignorant as far as UTIs, even yeast infections. They thought it was a disease. Brothers wasn't hip. And the sister tell them, you lying, you gave me something. Or because they see coloration or discharge or smell something from of the young lady or the woman they with. They think it is all disease. And that's what society led such to until someone sits you down and tell them something proper about their body. And back then, a lot of women didn't do that because that's their business. Mm-hmm. That's their sacred business. Yeah. But men, please go out. It's Google now. Or be a real man. Ask the woman you laying down with her. You going to buy pads with her, or she's sending you to the store, or you see him in a basket in the bathroom wrapped up in a proper way, disposable. Ask about, start off with discharges. You're scared of that motion. You know what blood is. You don't miss blood. Blood is bad in any case. You getting shot, you get hurt, stabbed, jumped, fall on your head, mistakes or straight. Then long period blood. Nobody wants to play with that. I know I don't. My opinion. So fellas, stop being ignorant and indignified. Take off your man cave and let your feminine traits from your mama, from your sister, from your daughter, your nieces, and your cousins as females speak for you. Ask those questions. Because end of the day, someone you look around, is beside you, in front of you, back you, is bleeding today. That's a doubt. That's a fact. And again, other questions I do have for you, since she is in the medical field, folks. She has been there for the last 15 odd years.
Longer than that.
Yep, longer than that. And she is a female. So this is Female Week, and I got questions for her. So when all the things that goes on with a woman, is it prevalent? A lot of women have headaches starting off their menstrual cycle and other things, issues that go with their body, no long bleeding?
Yes, headaches. I mentioned hot flashes, the bloating. Oh my goodness!
And that's for a lot of women gets.
Yes, a lot of women. A lot of women. They have medicine for that. Got headaches. You got bloating. You got hot flashes. Your discharge changes, and it has certain smells to it before your period comes on. That's like your body readying your area. For that. And even after your period, a lot of women experience yeast infections and something called BV, which is bacteria vaginosis. That's too much bacteria in the vagina area. They like bacteria like warm, dark places, warm, dark, moist places, being that you just came off your period, so it's a lot of women, have that issue. And a lot of women have an overgrowth of yeast. All hormonal. And for a lot of women, that is an issue. Some women like to douche after their period. I was told that by a couple of doctors that it's douching women should be careful with that, because you got the vinegar, you got the acidicness in it, and it could kill the good bacteria after a period and create overgrowth of bad bacteria.
Now, quick question. Now, allegedly, this is not good for all women. Is that kind of true?
Not all women. Some women.
Is it to their aggression? Is it to their aggression?
To their aggression, yeah. If it works.
So you're not telling women to use it? No.
No, okay. I'm just saying.
I just want to make sure, because nobody getting misconstrued. I gotta go this.
No.
They told me that on that podcast.
No.
So explain why.
Because every woman's body is different.
There you go.
Every woman's hormonal balance, every woman's pH, which is women has two kinds of pHs. We got a pH in our body that keeps it homeostasis even, and then we have a pH in the vagina that should be homeostasis. But again, with the hormonal changes and the periods, it throws the pH off. Even with sex, that could throw the vaginal pH off. So with that, you just got to be careful. And if you do decide to dish, then that's your business. If you don't, then you don't have to. That's your business as well. There's things out there after your period. You can use doctors say boric acid is good for the vagina. That regulates the pH.
Now, don't mean to stop you. As a woman, have you heard, does that boric acid work when it comes in capsule forms? Explain that.
It comes in capsules that you insert into your vagina with a little device. And
it's not for, is it for every woman or any woman?
Again, it's not for every woman's body, because everybody is different. Everybody's body is different. Everyone's vagina is different. What worked for some may not work for others. What the boric acid does, it just regulates the pH. It helps with odor, and that's about it. pH and odor after period, or just in general.
Now, quick question. I hear that with a lot of women in my family. And how would someone as a woman pH balance get knocked off? Explain that.
The menstrual cycle is the number one culprit.
What's the number two culprit with that?
Sperm.
Okay. Well, explain. I mean, I need you focus on that.
Because a man's pH is 8.1, I believe. I'm going to do
Don't
some
quote her on
I'm
that.
not, I was going to say, don't quote me on that, but it is higher than a woman's pH. A woman's pH is 7.5. So with a man's
Knowledge,
pH,
folks. Knowledge.
with a woman's pH, when a man's pH is going into a woman's pH, her area, her vagina, it's going to throw it off balance. Not all the time, sometimes. It's not, it doesn't happen with everybody. So, but that does definitely, you can ask a doctor about that.
And we will want you to ask your
Yeah.
primary care physician about these exciting verbals that we are pitching to you. Remember, we are not here to give you any public opinion. This is something that we know personally. We have dealt with our own experience, especially her because she's a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Not with me, but I know of because I have daughters and wives and so forth. So you ask your physician. Anything we're talking about, look it up, ask your physician. Trust me, you were going to get an answer. Either we're going to be dead on or we're going to be right there. So that's what I want you guys definitely to know. And we are not here perpetrating a fraud to be anybody's doctor or physician. We just knowledge about a lot of different things. Well, those are a lot of great answers. I hope I hit them questions to the nail.
I was going to say a lot of great questions.
I got one more for you.
Okay.
And it does. I want men to be a little educated on. Now, when it comes down to menstrual cycle, right? This woman's cycle, period, right? What days she should not have sex and days she should have this to make a baby. Let's make that plural. Can you please give it to him your way?
Ovulation is a period of time where the woman's body is prepping and wanting a baby. It is usually before her period comes, 2 weeks before her period. And 2 weeks before her period, a woman, I don't know about all women, most women become highly sexually active and very frisky because the body wants a baby.
Is frisky the word or fertile? Because we want to make the right word.
Well, frisky and fertile.
Well, fertile is the word. Fertile.
Okay.
Frisky is not a word in the medical terms.
Well, no, it's not. I'm just talking about sexual.
No, well, you have to be, because people, we be politically correct.
All right. Very fertile. 2 weeks before. So yeah, that's a great time, allegedly, to have a baby.
Well, I don't want to make, I just want to ask questions. I got enough. But folks, we would thank the lovely co-host for that verbal knowledge of the woman's reproductive system, which is menstrual cycle, which is periods. That monthly, weekly, daily, young sisters, middle-aged, older sisters definitely gonna have for 40 years. Your mama, your auntie, your daughter, your cousin, and your baby mama, and your wife. So thank you for that. You did a helpful job. We appreciate you on that. And we do need more women speaking about woman anatomy, about the woman. This is Women's Power Week on Street Savvy, and we're going to display it at every notion, every knowledge of the way. Again, for my lovely co-host for running the show today and giving the knowledge, Kristen
Bouchard.
Kristen
Bouchard.
Kristen
Bouchard.
Boy, that's not a radio. That's really her. That's not a recorder. That's really her. Great job. Super job. For me, Jay Works, the host of Street Savvy. We thank you guys for tuning in. We got more to the day. We on our mission. We on our goal. Please tune in. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. We are going on Facebook Live, so please tune into that. Thank you.
All right.